Tonight, an old buddy shows Jake a land of legends.
Shangri-La.
Danger. And hidden treasure on the tails of the gold monkey. Then an ABC movie special.
You own my contract.
In the flesh.
Barbra Streisand.
I love a woman who talks dirty.
And Ryan O'Neal.
Will you look at me when I talk to you, kid?
Falling in Love was never so hard. The main event.
Tonight, starting at 8, 7 Central and...
The People's Court, today at 4:30.
Oh, Raven, I didn't expect you home so early. I hope that doesn't mean the dinner party was a failure.
Well, it started out to be disastrous, but then it turned out to be wonderful.
Why did it start out so badly?
Because of your nephew. I should have known he would decide to be cute.
Cute is a ridiculous word, Raven.
Well, he pulled a ridiculous stunt. He brought a date.
How utterly dreadful. Do you mean he dared to bring a date?
He certainly did, and I'll give you a big hint who it was. It's blonde, it simpers, and it takes pictures.
I gather you mean Valerie Bryson.
I can't believe he would do that to me, especially after last night.
Last night? Why, what do you mean?
Never mind. I almost died when he came walking in with that little homecoming queen on his arm. And I know he did it deliberately just to get back at me because I crashed that dinner party of his with Ian.
Raven, perhaps I misunderstood something about this dinner party. Didn't Ian Devereaux ask you to be his companion?
Well, of course he did, but that's no excuse for Sky to do what he did. There was another woman there for him, Ian's sister Camilla. That was the whole reason for the dinner party, that everyone should meet her.
So she was to be paired off with Skylar, is that it?
Well, what's wrong with that?
Well, would you have been less irritated if she had been Skylar's date? I mean, is she short, fat, unattractive?
No, she's very pretty.
I'm sorry, my dear, but I don't understand your peculiar brand of reasoning.
Well, never mind, because it doesn't matter. You won't believe what happened. Skylar is simply seething with jealousy when Ian kissed me.
Mercy me. How did that happen to happen?
I don't know. I think it was absolute destiny. There I was in Ian's study, and then Ian grabbed me and kissed me, and then Skylar suddenly walked in. You wouldn't believe it. I'll never forget that moment if I live to be 100.
Do you mean to say that for once you didn't plan this little scenario?
No, although in a way I think I did, subconsciously. I think I willed Ian to kiss me, and then I willed Skylar to walk in the door.
And what about Ian Devereaux? How did he feel about all this? Didn't he realize he was being used?
Oh, don't worry about Ian. No, Ian is always in control.
Ian, you're going mad.
That diary is somewhere, Camilla. Foley spent most of his time with Raven in this room. He told me so, therefore it must be here.
Not necessarily. He might have thrown it into the fireplace. He might have mailed it home, wherever home was.
Yes, I thought of that too. He could have sent it away to be decoded. But he never said a word to me.
Ian, please, camp is waiting till morning.
If it's here, Camilla, I must find it. I must see it.
Why have you never searched for this diary before?
Only because I was convinced that Foley took it away with him and that it was destroyed in the car crash. But now the police and the district attorney are kind enough to tell me that they found no diary in the car, therefore it must be here.
And do you intend to spend the rest of the night searching for it?
If you knew how important this was to me, Camilla...
I don't want to know how important it is. I don't want to know anything about your horrible, dangerous business. I want a drink.
The Edge of Night is brought to you by April Fresh Downy, America's favorite fabric softener, and by Head & Shoulders, available in regular and conditioning formulas.
It's so easy to catch someone's eye, and so easy to lose it. It's so easy to get their attention, and so easy to lose it.
Why risk letting the itch of dandruff be what they notice most when it's so easy to control with Head & Shoulders? Head & Shoulders does an exquisitely beautiful job of keeping that little itch under control. So all they'll notice is hair that's soft, shining, and captivatingly clean. It's so easy to lose that itch and keep their attention with Head & Shoulders.
It's so easy.
Honey, you'll get chilly. Here.
Oh, you washed it. I was going to do that. We share the housework.
Then how come I do the laundry?
Well, hey, where's the softness this usually has?
Oh?
He noticed. You didn't use Downy. There's a big difference without the softener.
And where's that nice fresh smell?
It ought to smell fresh now. I just washed it.
You know only Downy makes your clothes smell April fresh.
Only Downy combines April freshness with skin-loving softness. Helps rinse out static cling.
Honey, this shirt feels soft again. And smells fresh.
He sure notices the difference.
You don't need me to do the laundry.
Not when it's your turn to cook.
April Fresh Downy. A noticeable improvement.
I don't suppose Spencer's here. He'll come in and see his car outside. Yeah, he sure keeps those funny hours. Like, don't make a bunch of time, Oh, Nora, there you are. I don't suppose you've heard from Spencer, have you?
Yes, sir. He called about an hour ago. He'll be here any minute.
Oh, good. Well, when he gets in, have him wait for me. I want to talk to him.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and he said he was going to have some material for me to read over. Find it for me and leave it on the desk, will you?
I'll take care of it immediately.
You?
Hi.
Hi.
Well, did you find Spencer's stuff?
It's in the center drawer, darling. I think you should read it. It's informative.
Now, what the hell are you doing bringing a book like this into the house? You trying to tip off Mr. Whitney about us?
I've got news for you. It was already in their library. They probably had it for about 30 years.
Well, put it back where you found it.
It's not outdated, you know. I mean, 30 years ago, pregnant women had the same symptoms.
You don't even know
today.
if you're pregnant. Doc Kavanaugh hasn't given you the test results yet.
I know that. I just have this very strong intuition about it.
Well, just forget about intuition and wait until Doc Kavanaugh gives you the facts.
You're a betting man, Gunther. You want to bet on this?
No, I do not want to bet on this. Why the hell weren't you more careful?
Me more careful. Believe me, it was not intentional.
Oh, no? Well, I'm not so sure about that.
You think I wanted a problem like this? The last thing I need in my life is a little bald-headed Gunther Jr.
Yeah, well, that's exactly the whole point. All right, now look, we will wait until tomorrow to hear from Doc Kavanaugh, and if the test results are positive, we'll just have to... Well, we'll just have to make it better.
What does that mean exactly?
You know what the hell it means.
No, I don't know. What does it mean? Make it better.
Look, Nora, what choice do we have? You can't have this baby. You're not even married. Don't you know that? Do I have to remind you?
No, you don't have to remind me. Thank you.
Look, Nora, I don't know about you, but I do not feel like getting married right now, especially this way. I don't even want to talk about this anymore. I'm going to go put the car to bed. Now, put that book back where you found it.
Geraldine, I was born under a lucky star. That's all there is to it. When I want something, I just find it.
Yes, I believe they call it serendipity.
Really?
Well, there's a cruder term for it. Dumb luck.
Well, isn't it incredible about luck? I would have thought that it was the worst thing that could possibly happen to get abducted by some man and taken to Ian's place. As it turned out, it was divine providence.
Well, surely you wouldn't want to go through all that again just to meet Ian Devereux.
I don't know. Ian is actually the most interesting man I've met since your nephew.
I think your interest lies in the fact you're using him as a foil to win Schuyler.
You know, you're right. I'm going to have to be very careful.
Well, I'm certainly glad you realize it.
Oh, yes, I'm going to have to be very careful that Ian doesn't find out what it is I'm doing.
Raven, that is not the main point.
I know, but it's important. I mean, you can't treat a man like that. They resent you for it. And I like Ian, I really do.
Then treat him like a human being and not a pawn in your personal chess game.
Oh, Oh, Ian's gonna teach me how to play chess. He has this wonderful video machine that has a little chess machine on it.
Raven, you are hopeless.
What? What did you say?
All right. I realize I'm wasting my breath, but I'm going to say this anyway. It is one thing to play games with other people's feelings. Don't play games with your own. You can only be the largest loser for it if something goes wrong. When are you going to understand that?
I think I do understand it. It's just that up until now, I didn't realize what my real feelings were.
But now you are sure what they are.
Well, I've been wrong. See, for the past few months, I just wanted everything to be like it was a year ago at this time.
A year ago. Raven, don't you remember that you were married a year ago to a man who was simply pretending to be Schuyler Whitney?
I know!
He was the worst kind of scoundrel, Raven. He was a liar and a cheat, a swindler and a murderer, and perhaps even a traitor.
Well, he may have been all those things, but I imagined him to be something very different.
And it's high time you admitted the truth to yourself.
I do see the truth. Because ever since I've met Schuyler, I mean the real Schuyler, I've realized what it was that I felt for Jefferson Brown.
And what was this revelation?
That the thing that I really loved in my husband was the man he was impersonating.
Mom, I'm thirsty. What have you got to drink? You hear that all day long. You tell them Seneca. It's so convenient. It's the first frozen apple juice enriched with vitamin C. It's refreshing, delicious, and naturally sweet. No sugar is added. Seneca is always perfect for a thirsty family. So the next time they say, Mom, I'm thirsty, you say Seneca. Seneca, the first frozen apple juice enriched with vitamin C. It's an apple a day, and then some.
Smells like someone's baking bread.
Oh, it's coming, yeah, yeah. There's a new loaf coming, yeah, yeah. And it's gonna rise, rise, rise in your oven. Yeah, yeah. It's new from Pillsbury, and it's called Piping Hot Brand. Fresh on your table. Piping Hot Loaf, melting that butter. Piping Hot Loaf from Pill.
New Piping Hot Loaf in the dairy case.
Sorry.
What's all this now? Don't y'all know it's beddy-bye time?
Yes, we know that, Troy.
You know, all the inmates tucked in their beds with visions of parole boards dancing in their
Look,
heads.
it wasn't easy getting special permission to come talk to you.
Yeah, I guess it helps to have a friend on the cops, don't it, Dee?
Troy, would you please be quiet and listen? But tomorrow is going to be a big day in your life, and we would like to talk to you about it.
Hey, don't tell me. They're gonna set me free. Pin a medal on me instead.
Oh, they're gonna pin something on you, right? But it's not gonna be a medal. So why don't you just listen to what your sister has to say?
Troy, I have managed to arrange a new hearing for you the first thing in the morning.
A hearing? What for?
We want you to change your plea.
Oh, I got it. Well, look, sure, then let's change it. See, I'm not too crazy about murder in the first degree. Why don't we change it to jaywalking instead?
Man, can't you be serious for just 2 minutes? You know, Dee Dee went through a lot of trouble to set...
All right, I'm listening.
Troy, we want you to change your plea to guilty of manslaughter.
Yeah. See, I thought that was coming next.
Well, it might be a lot more acceptable if you hadn't run away. Now, I think we might be able to get the court to understand that you just got scared when you realized that you had shot a police officer.
Yeah, whoa, wait a minute. Back up, Dee Dee. What's wrong with you? You ain't gonna get no manslaughter charge to stick on me.
It is better than murder in the first degree, Troy. You know what you get for that, don't you?
Oh, yeah, death row. Place where you sit around for years waiting for someone.
Well, I'm not going to let that happen to you. No way.
Yeah, but manslaughter, Dee Dee? I mean, you're dreaming. I mean, you're the one with visions stuck in your head. Look, see, baby, I killed a cop. You know, cop? There ain't nobody gonna let me get away with 1 to 14 for killing little boys.
Why don't you just leave the law to the lawyer?
Why don't you shut up?
Troy, we have a witness. A very good witness. Now, Jody Travis is willing to state that you were not in the act of committing a felony when those shots were fired.
We might be able to convince the jury that the whole thing was a mistake. That Loomis fired for no good reason, and that you were simply acting like any innocent individual trying to prevent that second bullet from hitting you.
But that's exactly what happened, only that don't make it manslaughter. See, that makes it self-defense.
Troy, we can't prove self-defense. We can't prove anything at all. All we have is your word.
The prosecution is going to make it appear that you were in the act of committing a crime, and that's all it's going to take.
Troy, we can't take any chances with that jury. Now, if we can get the charge dropped from murder 1 to manslaughter...
Then I go to the joint for sure, but
Yes!
not to death row, and with my record, I'm sure to get the maximum, right?
Well, it beats a death sentence. Troy, please. Please, will you say yes?
Cammy all over, pretty Miss Marilyn, the one with the beautiful skin, soft and clean to turn a young man's eye, and the coconut soap is the reason why she's Cammy all over, legs and toes, arms and elbows, Cammy all over.
Camay is the only leading beauty bar that's 1/2 creamy coconut soap for richer, creamier lather. So Camay leaves you feeling soft and smooth all over.
So her hips as soft as her lips, not just her face, but every place she used Camay all over.
Camay for beautiful skin all over.
Camay all over.
I'm budget manager of the Randall family. My job's to keep expenses down. Mr. Open Refrigerator here doesn't help. It's a tough job, because I want what's right for my family. That means cushion-quilted Pampers. I've tried bargain brands once. Pampers help keep my Kathy a lot drier, and dryness is what I want for my baby.
Look, wet a Pampers and the average bargain brand. Wait a minute. Slip in a blotter. Pampers cushion-quilted lining helps keep babies a lot drier.
Did I use Pampers too, Mom?
Mm-hmm. Pampers help keep babies a lot drier. Get me Kathy's bottle and...
I know. Close the refrigerator door.
Cushion-quilted Pampers helps keep a little baby a lot drier.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Whitney. I didn't know you were here.
Yeah, I'm here. I decided to wait up for Spencer.
Well, did you find that material you were looking for?
Yeah, I did. I wish I didn't. I've never run across anything more dry in my whole life. What do you want?
Well, it's nothing important.
Well, you must have had a reason for coming down here.
Yeah, well, actually, I came down to get a book.
A book? You can... Well, please, help yourself. Don't let me get in the way. If I were you, though, I wouldn't start off with War and Peace. I'd take something a little less demanding. Sorry, I don't have any Dr. Seuss.
Well, that's okay. I don't like reading medical stuff anyway. I'll just take this one.
What do you have there, fiction?
Well, I don't know. I'll tell you tomorrow. Good night, Mr. Whitney.
Good night, Gun.
Dr. Seuss. I know who he was.
Raven. She sure did look good tonight.
Is that you, Spencer?
Hello, Sky.
Hello. I decided to wait up for you. I didn't know whether you existed or not. I haven't seen you in the last 2 days.
We don't ever seem to be in the same place, do we?
Oh, do you remember that couple that kidnapped Raven?
Yes, I heard about that on the radio. They were killed in an automobile accident.
Yeah, they were. Well, wait till you hear this. They were both involved in some sort of espionage activity.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I suppose they were also interested in Jefferson Brown's diary.
That's right. In the diary that you so generously gave to Raven. Well, don't expect any thanks from her, not after what happened.
Well, what about the diary? Did they find it in the wreckage?
No, they didn't. They looked for it, but they didn't find it. My car and that chief of police, what's his name? They stopped by Devereaux House to talk about it.
You know, Sky, I once knew someone named Devereaux.
Oh, yeah? Where?
It was in Chicago when Nora and I and Gunther were all working for Mr. Bowie. The woman he married was named Devereaux.
Oh, really? Well, her name wouldn't have been Camilla, would it?
Yes. How did you know that?
Well, as a matter of fact, the dinner party I was out tonight was for her. Camilla is Ian Devereaux's sister. You knew her, huh? Here, have some champagne.
Thank you.
And a glass over. Here's a small world, isn't it?
Certainly is. Sometimes I forget just how small it is.
There was a time, Camilla, when you thought my business was wonderful and fascinating. You remember that time?
I was much, much younger. When you're very young, you tend to be stupidly romantic.
What a shame you've grown so old.
I've grown wiser. I've stopped thinking how thrilling it is to have a spy in the family.
For the 1000th time, I am not a spy. Spies work for governments. Spies have ideals. I have no allegiance to any country. I am an independent contractor, Camilla. What I do for a living has nothing to do with ideals. And that suits me fine. Because in my opinion, ideals have killed more people than all of the plagues put together. And besides, if this latest project of mine works out, it may well be the last escapade of my fabulous career.
I've heard that before.
No, but this time it's different. This time I'm after something big.
Oh, stop it, Ian. I'm tired of hearing you say that. You enjoy playing the game as much as winning the prize. Maybe more.
Yes, but if you knew what this prize was.
I don't know what your prize is, and I'd rather not learn about it. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Good night.
Taste of chuck wagon, stuffed in their tracks. The great taste of chuck wagon, stuffed in their tracks.
What gives Chuck Wagon brand dog food the taste that stops dogs in their tracks? The hearty taste of beef, chicken, and vegetable-flavored chunks, all coated with real meat juices.
The great taste of chuck wagon, stuffed in their tracks.
From Purina.
On One Life to Live.
Have something between us, Karen.
Man, I don't know what you're fantasizing about in that sick mind of yours, but I am gonna marry Larry.
How come you're not married already?
One Life to Live. Weekdays.
I get the picture. Heads, I lose. Tails, I lose.
It's not like that at all, Troy.
Yes, it is, Dee Dee. The second I saw that cop's face, I knew I was looking at the man, the hangman.
Nobody has been executed in this state in 2 years.
Yeah, and who was the last one? Come on, Calvin, quiz time. C note for the right answer. Who was he?
I don't remember.
Sure you do. I mean, you're in the business, man. Even I remember. And I mean, not his name, but what he did. Killed a cop.
Wrong. He killed a bank guard.
It was same old, man. Same old. I mean, man in uniform, man with badge.
Troy, there won't be any question of the sentence if you plead manslaughter.
Oh, yeah, and I'm supposed to like that better? Being in the joint for, let's see, how many years would that be? 1996 I'd get out. And then, look, we'd be in outer space by then. Yeah, killing each other in outer space.
Troy, we need an answer. The hearing is at 10 o'clock in the morning.
The answer's no.
Why don't you just try thinking it over?
You're offering me 2 ways to die? I pick the first.
Look, Dee Dee, why don't you, let me talk to Troy alone, okay?
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Okay, look, Troy, I got something to tell you.
But you've said it all, man.
No, not everything. I want to make you a proposition.
Yeah, like what?
Like you change your plea, and I'll help you.
How?
I'll testify for you.
You mean you do what?
I think you heard me. I'd appear as a witness for the defense.
Yeah, to do what?
To testify as to the kind of trigger-happy cop Ted Loomis was, I can quote chapter and verse on that because I worked with the man. Me and my partner, Damian Tyler.
Hey, man, why don't you get out of here?
Look, if we can convince the jury of the kind of cop that Loomis was, maybe they'll believe that he did fire prematurely.
You ain't gonna do that. There ain't no cop's gonna get on no witness stand and testify against one of his own. Don't you think I know
Look,
that?
I said I would. Look, Troy, I'm asking you to do this for your sister. Do it for Dee Dee, man.
Yeah, I'd be doing her a real big favor, wouldn't I? Getting out of her life, huh? All right.
Oh, sure. Man, are you crazy?
Call the guard. Call him!
Hey!
Hey, you put that gun away. Now slide it in the jail. In the cell. Now,
Look.
Open the door.
Don't you know this hostage stuff is not gonna work by now?
I don't want no hostages, man. I said open that door! And get out. Now close it.
What are you doing?
I am going to get out of this jam, Calvin, with this.
Suddenly, I'm the best cookie baker, because I've got Jell-O pudding, the cookie maker. It makes my cookies
moister, chewier, yummier than ever.
Just follow the recipe. Add Jell-O instant pudding, the cookie maker, and your homemade oatmeal and chocolate chip cookies will be
moister, chewier, yummier than ever.
I'll bet your family calls you
the best cookie baker.
With Jell-O brand instant pudding, the cookie maker.
Grandma!
Oh, you're the only one we'd leave Max with.
Max.
He loves you.
And he loves Gravy Train.
Now he loves something better.
Oh, come on.
It's true, Gran.
It's improved Gravy Train.
It has a richer, thicker, real meat gravy.
Lot like homemade.
You can add water to the leading dog food or gravy up a better taste with Gravy Train dog food.
Gravy it up.
My old friend has a new love.
Gravy it up with improved Gaines Gravy Train.
Tonight, Jake uncovers a land where legends come true. Shangri-La, a land of hidden cities, buried treasure, and danger. On the tales of the Gold Monkey. Then Barbra Streisand and Ryan O'Neal are the main event. An ABC movie special.
Tonight on ABC's World News Tonight, Tom Sawyer in Russia, now a major Soviet motion picture. Why is this American classic a story almost every Russian child knows by heart? ABC News, uniquely qualified to bring you the world.
You'll get a great big smile out of every Delwood product, because at Delwood, we put our hearts into everything we do.
This is Stormfield, coming up for you on the 5 o'clock edition of Eyewitness News. The trail and the hunt for the Tylenol killer leads to New York.
The Chicago Tylenol murder suspect is believed to have stayed recently at the East Side Manhattan Hotel. Details coming up.
Also, how to make sure the goodies your children get are treats, not tricks, and our Eyewitness News special report with Tracy Egan, telling you about some extra special jobs tonight, a man who beat the Russians. At 5, join us.
Wilfred Academy is where I learned to style hair.
And do makeup, too. We're Wilfred Beauty School graduates, licensed and working. You can learn to be a hairdresser or beautician, and government education grants can help pay for all your education if you qualify. Call Wilfred Academy today.
That's right. Licensed and working.
Call Wilfred Academy today in New York, 265.